like Jesus. Yeah. Do me like the Lord. Come on, do me like Jesus. He's mine. Yeah, yeah. Nobody do me like Jesus. Nobody do me like the Lord. Nobody do me like Jesus. He's mine. Oh, he healed my body. Told me to run on. He healed my body. Told me to run on. He healed my body. Told me to run on. He's mine. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. 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 Can't nobody do me like nobody love me like Jesus. Nobody love me like Jesus. Ain't nobody love me like Jesus. Ain't nobody love me like Jesus. Nobody, 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 can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Do me like Jesus. Ain't nobody do me like Jesus. Ain't nobody do me like Jesus. He's my friend. He's he's my friend. He's my friend.
Where truth meets laughter.
Yeah!
Wisdom hits different.
Oh, yes, it do.
Both thoughts, real talk. Uncle Paul gon' walk that walk. Unfiltered, unbothered, unstoppable sound. Come on. Life, love, faith, and hustle through Uncle Paul's eyes right now. Everybody together, cutting through the noise with humor, heart, and heat. On Uncle Paul's thoughts, yeah, it's the place where truth and laughter meet. Together, cutting through the noise with humor, heart, and heat. 'Cause Uncle Paul's thoughts, yeah, it's the place where truth and laughter meet. Where truth meets laughter, where storm hits different. Both thoughts, real talk, till Uncle Paul gon' walk that walk, yeah. Where truth meets laughter, where storm hits different. Oh yes, it do.
Welcome. Yeah.
Welcome, welcome,
Welcome, welcome in. Uncle Paul's thoughts. Let us begin.
where your voice can be heard out loud. Truth is welcome, no shouting crowd.
We can agree to disagree
Respectfully,
with dignity.
pull up a seat.
This here is free.
It don't cost you nothing to subscribe, comment, like, and share.
Hey, this here is free.
It don't cost you nothing to subscribe.
Comment, like, and share. Don't let me have to say that again. You hear me? I said, did you hear me?
Hey, 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 how's everybody doing? This is Uncle Paul. Welcome to Uncle Paul's Thoughts. Let me cut on some lights here. I've been trying to not have a bunch of lights on and stuff because I'm like, it's hot today. And I refuse to cut my air conditioner on. I said, I'm going to have to suffer this out because I'm not giving the electric company no more of my money. Hallelujah. Anybody else feel the same way? They getting enough of my money. Not only have groceries gone up, electricity's gone up, gas has gone up. What in the world has gone on? Well, we know what's going on. Anyway, we're here tonight, and we're asking the question: where is the grace? Church hurt, fake holiness, and the God who still calls you. Oh, that's the part that people have struggling with. You know, we got to deal with it, but yeah, where is the grace? And let me just say this before we even get started, and then I'll get going. Some of y'all didn't look. Some of y'all have not left God. You left people who kept misrepresenting Him. When we talk about people leaving churches and people doing this, they're not leaving God. They're leaving people who misrepresent God. Look, you didn't walk away from grace. You walked away from judgment dressed up in church clothes. And now you're sitting somewhere quiet, confused, still love God, but eyeing his people. Like, y'all sure y'all serving the same one I am? Really? Because the God I read about forgives. The God I read about restores. The God I read about calls you again. But some church folks, they will counsel you, they will block you, they will screenshot your failures, and they'll preach about grace on Sunday. They preach about grace on Sundays like they invented it. And you know what, baby? Something ain't lining up. Something ain't lining up. See, grace got lost in the buildings. Grace got lost in the buildings. We built churches full of noise, but empty of grace. We mastered performance and not compassion. We perfected shouting, but not healing. We filled seats with empty souls. And people not leaving because they weak. They leaving because they're tired of bleeding in places that should have been safe. They are tired of bleeding in places that should have been safe. Now, if grace is missing in the building, let us talk about what replaced it. Let us talk about what replaced it. Performance over presence. Churches have turned into a stage and not a hospital. Oh, Lord Jesus. You know, I think I'm having an identity crisis. Maybe this should be over on Uncle Paul's pew, unpadded pew. And I have to bring some of the positive stuff over here to Uncle Paul's Thoughts. But anyways, um, look, church has turned into a stage, not a hospital. It's like look right, be right. Sound saved, be healed. Appear strong, and you're actually struggling. You got folks acting delivered, but crying in the parking lot. And when performance is the goal, guess what happens? Guess what happens to broken people? Broken people get hidden, not hurt, healed. Hidden, not healed. Let me say it again. Broken people get hidden, not healed. Oh, that's a sermon within itself. Broken people get hidden, not healed. Somebody help them now. Let me get you this real quick. Where did I put it? Look, I was doing so much better today. Here we go. I'm gonna do this for you.
We about to talk about it. Not shout over it. Not dance around it. We gonna deal with it.
Where the grace at? Y'all got rules, but where the grace at? Talk loud. But where the grace at? God forgave me. Why you ain't matched that? Where the grace at? Point fingers. Where the grace at? So quick to cancel. Where the grace at? God kept me. Why you can't do that? You shout on Sunday, judge on Monday, clap real loud, then tell folks one way. Post scriptures like you're living holy, but your inbox telling a whole different story. Got folks crying in the front row, silent pain, but you do not know. Too busy chasing a microphone, whole time they breaking right at home. You got titles but no compassion, big church fit but no real action. You quoting verses, missing the meaning. Jesus love, why y'all stay scheming? Grace, grace, we need grace in this place. We need grace in this place.
Grace.
Let it fall on every face.
Somebody heard it.
Give them grace, give them grace.
Somebody failing.
Give them grace, give them grace. Somebody failing. Give them grace, give them grace.
Somebody.
Give them grace,
You remember when you messed up, when you fell and could not get up, when nobody saw your struggle, but God still pulled you out the rubble. Now you acting brand new, huh? Like you never needed truth, huh? Like you always had it together, like you floated through the weather. No sir, no ma'am, you needed mercy, that was the plan. Same grace that covered your mess, you withholding it, now that it's stress. You forgot where you came from, now you judging where they came from. That ain't kingdom, that is ego. Jesus wept, you just veto.
where the grace at? Y'all got rules, but where the grace at? Talk loud, but where the grace at? God forgave me. Why you ain't matched that? Why you ain't matched that? Grace at? All that church, where the grace? You got power, where the grace at? God show love, God show love. Why you ain't matched that?
Hold on, stop right there. Something ain't right. This feel like church, but it do not feel like God. Too many rules, not enough love, too much noise, not enough healing. You got people leaving worse than when they walked in. Now how you got a whole altar, but nobody getting restored? Explain that.
If love is missing, we missing God. If grace is gone, then something off. You can sing loud, you can preach hard, but without grace, you just playing a part. I needed mercy, I needed time, I needed God to not change his mind. So who are you to close that door when he kept opening mine before? Grace,
Grace,
grace, we need grace, we need grace,
we need grace,
more love,
more love,
less hate,
less hate,
bring grace back.
bring grace back.
Where the grace at, folks? We got to ask ourselves, where the grace at? Where the grace at? See, broken people get hidden, not healed. If your pain makes people uncomfortable, they will try to silence you. Do not share that culture. People care more about image protection than they care about soul restoration. And sooner or later, silence becomes survival. What I what I didn't learn, church did not teach you how to heal. Church taught you how to hide. Because they really don't, let's just be honest. They don't want you to come to church messed up and stand up and say, I'm messed up. Everybody pretends. It was the Platters or the Drifters, one of the ones sang the song, Yes, I'm the Great Pretender. Pretending that I am the one or something. It's about people being fake and pretending. Look, we got to get to a place in life we're just real, folks. We're real. If you hurt and say, I hurt. Don't be sitting up there talking about, well, I'm in between blessings. No, you broke. Just say it. You broke. Come on. Be real with yourself. And if you hurting, go tell somebody, I'm hurting today. And stop trying to pray these pretty little prayers that you can't get into heaven with anyways. If you're going through something, tell them, I'm going through today. I'm really going through. I'm having a tough time today. I'm having a real tough time today. I need somebody to pray for me. That's okay. We need to get real with people and tell people that I'm going through and I need prayer. Instead of talking about, well, call those things that are not as if they were. No, I'm hurting today. I don't know how I'm going to make it. Don't have enough gas money to get back home. I'm on fumes. I don't know what I'm going to do. The kids are hungry. I'm not eating because I got to feed my kids. Tell the truth. Be real with people. The problem is church people really don't want you to be real. They have taught you how to hide. And hiding leads to something really, really dangerous. To something dangerous because shame becomes the language. Get it? Shame will become the language. Some churches preach sin loud, but they whisper grace. They whisper grace. See, what I've learned in church is that your mistakes get spotlighted. We want to drag people to the altar that may have made mistakes in life. Somebody get pregnant. First thing you want to do, make them come to the altar and apologize. You're gonna have to apologize because you ain't saved. I always laughed about that because they want the girl to go up there, but she didn't get pregnant by herself. It's some preacher or some deacon sitting in the church, and they okay. And the boy can still sing in the choir, but the girl can't. What kind of foolishness is this? What about the grace? We all fall short, don't we? And everybody want to act like, not me. You don't want people to come to church that's broken. You want them to come to church all fixed up and smelling good and come all wrapped up in a bow and they got their lives in order. That's a fantasy. That's Fantasy Island. You don't want the drunk or the prostitute or the people or drug addict or the alcoholic and those folks to come sit in church with you. You don't want that. First thing you're gonna do is why she need to put on some clothes. You're gonna grab one of those little rags and put it on the lady and insult the lady and she won't be back. What about grace, folks? Grace. What about grace? The church has become a graceless church, folks. Grace gets minimized in church today. Just get minimized. And shame becomes identity. But let me tell you something, folks. You are not your mistakes. You are not your mistakes. Now let's go deeper because this next one, this is where folks get stuck for real. Remember this, that God will call you again. God will call you again. You might have missed the call the first time, but God will call you again. Let me play this song real quick. At least some of it.
You hear it ringing, but you scared to pick it up. You missed the call, but he ain't hang up on you. Still dialing your name, still making a way through. Line still open, even after all you put him through. You missed the call, but he's still calling you. You ran
God
when
is
it
still
got too
calling you.
real. Felt shame you could not conceal. Tried to hide in your silence, but he knew how you feel. You thought you messed it all up, thought you went way too far. Started screaming his voice like do not disturb on your heart. Tears in the dark, asking can I come back? You thought grace had ran dry, but mercy said still got you. Don't forget that. Hey, you missed the call, but he ain't hang up on you. Still dialing your name, still making no way through. You ran away, but he ran right after you. You missed the call, but he's still calling you. You said I will fix it later.
Look, God is still calling you. You may have missed the call, but God is still calling you. God will call you again. Look, failure does not cancel your favor. Failure does not cancel your favor. Missed calls does not mean that the line has been disconnected. And let me just say this real plain. Let me say this really, really plain for you. You missed the call, but God did not block your number. Why we struggle to accept grace? Because we were raised on performance, not grace. We were raised on performance, not grace. Well, how were we raised? It goes, do right and you get love. You mess up, you get punished. And you earn approval to feel safe. Get this. You earn approval to feel safe. So when God says, I love you before you fix it, you're like, hold on. Where's the punishment part? Where's the punishment part, God? Don't forget you got to punish me first. I don't feel forgiven yet. So can you just punish me a little more? And God is saying, look, I love you before you fix it. I'm patient with you. I'm going to be with you always. Yes, you messed up, and I'm going to be with you while you messed up. And that's the part the church has problems with, because we start talking about, well, how many times does God forgive us? God says as often as needed. He says he'll forgive us over and over and over again. And that's the part we got problems with, because we sincerely believe that if you messed up one time and you mess up two times, then you're not serious about it. You're not really saved. People struggle, folks. People struggle with their deliverance, with their healing, with their forgiveness. You don't know why somebody drinks so much. You don't know the pain that they feel. They're in pain. And what you're trying to do is deal with the forgiveness and not deal with healing. And get it, you're dealing with a symptom, folks. You can't treat a symptom like that. You got to do some work with the heart. God said, I forgive you. I forgave you. And you said, but remember when? Look, God, do you remember when look, God has closed the case and you still have it open. God closed the case. Jesus said that Jesus dropped the charges. And the evidence has been destroyed, folks. Where is the grace? And let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Can we just be honest for a minute? I know folks don't like when folks say, let's be honest. If y'all want to hit me up in the chat, if you're watching, hit me up in the chat, say something every now and then, make me feel like I'm not by myself. But you know me, I can watch by myself and talk to myself. So I'm good with that. If y'all want to stay with what they say, stay in the bushes. Who was that told y'all get out those bushes? I think it was Jesse Jackson said, y'all stay out the bushes. And that's one of the things, well, I'm glad I mentioned his name because I remember talking about grace. And one of the things I thought about when it comes to grace is Jesse Jackson. Because when he passed, the first thing they wanted to do was bring up the fact that he had a child outside of his marriage. And I thought that was horrific. I thought that was horrible that they would even do that. Out of all the work he did in his life, that's the one thing people wanted to remember him by. And I thought that was really, really poor taste and not classy and really, really bad taste because we forget about grace. And the problem is that some of us is looking for the same grace. We want the same grace. Can I say that again? We want the same grace that we didn't give him. Ooh, doggy. We want the same grace that we did not give him. Isn't that something? We want the same grace that we did not give him. See, we trust our memory more than God's mercy. God said, I forgave you. You said, but I remember when. You keep reopening the case. God says it's closed already. He said, I've already forgiven you. See, the church sometimes taught shame better than they taught grace. Let's talk like grown folks for a minute. Sin is loud. Shame is louder. But grace is being whispered. Some people learned how to shout, but they never learned how to heal. They've never learned how to heal. See, you know what we think grace means? Let me just be honest. Folks think, you know what folks think grace means? People think grace means getting away with something. We think it means getting away with something. That's why we have such a hard problem with grace. First thing we say, he just trying to get away with something. He just trying to get away. Grace says this. Follow this for a moment. Grace says it matters, but I'm bigger than it. God is saying it matters. What you did wrong, what you didn't do right, the unforgiveness you hold, it matters. But God is saying, I'm bigger than that. Grace does not ignore your mess. It absorbs it. And we struggle to forgive ourselves. God, move on. God says, move on. And we can't deal with that. We're overthinking. We're self-sabotaging. We're playing small. Because deep down, what we're saying is, I do not deserve another chance. What about grace? What about grace, folks? What about grace? What about grace? Let me play a little more of that song. I like that song.
Yeah.
We about to talk about it. Not shout over it. Not dance around it. We gonna deal with it.
Hey!
Where the grace at?
Where the
Y'all
grace
got
at?
rules, but where the
Grace at?
talk loud. But where the grace at? God forgave me. Why you ain't matched that? Where the grace at? Point fingers. Where the grace at? So quick to cancel. Where the grace at? God kept me. Why you can't do that? You shout on Sunday, judge on Monday, clap real loud, then tell folks one way. Post scriptures like you're living holy, but your inbox telling a whole different story. Got folks crying in the front row, silent pain, but you do not know.
Because
Yes,
look,
Lord.
you might have messed up, but God will call
I said
you
I missed
again.
it the first time, but thank God He did not take my name off the list. Can I get a witness in here? I need about 20 people who know God should have left you where He found you, but He called you again. Call me 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 again. Hey, hey. Call me.
Call me again. God called you again. He knew you messed up. You are not struggling with God forgiving you. You're struggling. You're struggling. You you're struggling to agree with Him about you. You're struggling to agree with Him about you. Now, if God's still calling, why are you still stuck? Why are you still stuck, folks? You blocked your own blessing. God did not stop. You stopped answering. Fear picked up the phone instead. Shame screened the calls. Pride hung up early. You praying for opportunities. God's like, I already called. And some of us, we didn't just miss it, we ran from it. You were too busy. You were avoiding. And you know what? I've learned that avoidance will dress like wisdom if you let it. Somebody said, I'm not ready. It's not the right time. I need to heal first. Folks, we come up with more stuff. I was going to say crap. Y'all know every day now that I get close to cussing. Sometimes I cuss. No, you're just scared. But here's the wild part, folks. God still uses people who mess up. God still uses people who mess up. Running does not disqualify you. It just delays you. Think about it in the Bible. Jonah ran, he still was used. You ran and God still called you. And understand the delay is not denial. Just because it was delayed, it does not mean it's been denied. God has a way of catching up with you after chasing you. Now, let me hit this last nerve for you. Stop letting church hurt define God. Ooh, that's a good one. Stop letting church hurt define God. Get this. People fail you, but God did not. We have to learn how to separate people from, we have to separate God from people. See, that's the problem. When we look at a preacher and find out he'd been cheating on his wife for 12 years and his mistress, and everybody's surprised and all that. And we look at him and say, see, that's why I don't go to church now. Separate God from the people. When you go hear about some pastor abusing people, you know, actually, they tell me I can't use certain words because then they strike you or the algorithm or something getting messed up. But you got to learn how to separate God from people. People are human. People are going to make mistakes. People will fail you. Understand, it was the people that failed you. God did not fail you. It was the people that failed you. It was the people that lied on you. It was the people that talked about you behind your back. It was the people. Separate God from the people. You have to learn how to separate trauma. You have to learn how to separate truth from trauma. You got to learn how to separate truth from trauma and to separate your calling from confusion. Let me tell you this, and I'm going to say this the best way I can say it. Don't let a broken representative make you reject a perfect God. Don't you let a broken representative make you reject a perfect God. We get ready to go home in a minute. I said I wasn't going to be here long. And I'm not. Look, people make mistakes, folks. I made mistakes. I preached some sermons and said some things and wish I didn't. Wish I could take it back. The fact is, I couldn't. And some folks looked at me and probably walked away. And I pray they didn't walk too far. But we all say stuff. I remember a time I said something because it was church lingo. It was church talk. And not thinking how many people I was hurting when I said it. I just said it because, and I knew I was wrong before it came out of my mouth. But I was going to preach that. I was going to have that church talk so that I could get some shouts and some amens and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't think about all the people I was hurting. I didn't think about the people that I was hurting. And really, I was hurting people because I said the things that hurt some folks. And I regret it to this day. And I vowed to myself, I'm not going to deal with this church lingo anymore. You know, the stuff we say that hurt people. And we think it's cute. And we think, oh, yeah, everybody jump up and shout. And don't start talking about the gay folks because then, they're going to dance all over the place. But most of them sleeping with them. Oh, it's a shot. Anyways, I think this should have been under the unpadded pew. Maybe I'll redo this over on the unpadded pew. Y'all check me out Sundays on the unpadded pew. Y'all go over there and check me out on Sundays. I want to do this real quick because y'all know I got to remind you to do this for me.
This here is free.
It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Comment, like, and share.
Hey, this here is free.
It don't cost you nothing to subscribe.
Comment, like, and share. Don't let me have to say that again. You hear me? I said, did you hear me?
Do me a favor and comment, like, and share. Let somebody know we're here tonight. Hey, I'm new at this, and I'm not watching the numbers or the comments or nothing. I'm just talking. I figure when eventually folks will come if I keep talking, and I'm going to keep talking. So catch me over here on Thursday nights, and I'll probably start to throw in another night and talk about some political stuff and some empowerment for African Americans, Black folks. Those are the folks I know. Those are the folks I love. I love myself some African American people. There's something special about us. We have many gifts, talents, and issues. But that's okay. That's okay. I got one more song I'm going to play for you tonight, and I'm going to play this song. And I love music. Most of the music I've created, folks. So at some point, we'll put together something, and it'll be music from Uncle Paul's thoughts. But I want to talk about this song tonight. It's called Grace. So listen to this for a few.
After all the running, after all the silence, after all the fear, grace was still there, still standing, still waiting, still calling my name. Grace still stands, even when I fall. Love still reaches, even when I stall. Mercy holds on when I lose my way. Grace still stands, and it never walked away. Thought I lost it all, but I just missed the call. Now I hear you clearer, standing 10 feet tall. I was low in my mind, heavy in my soul, trying to smile through pain, trying to look whole. I was hiding my tears under Sunday clothes, singing all the right songs, but nobody knows how I almost gave up, how I almost broke, how I laughed in public, but inside I choked still. You did not leave me there. Still, you answered every prayer, even the ones I prayed with no words at all. Grace still stands, even when I fall. Love still reaches, even when I stall. I was stuck in shame, feeling disqualified, looking at my mess, trying to run and hide. But you came through the dark like the morning sun, said I'm not done with you, you are still my one. Every wrong turn made, every stubborn day, could not stop your hand, could not block your way. Now I lift my head, now I breathe again. What I called my ending, you call healing.
Look, grace still stands, folks. God has been looking. Answer the call. The phone is still ringing. You still purpose. Same purpose, same calling, same grace. You might have messed up, but the phone's still ringing. God's still calling. Don't hesitate, folks. Just accept what He's given us. That's it. God will call again. God will call again, folks.
Oh, yes, Lord. I said I missed it the first time, but thank God He did not take my name off the list. Can I get a witness in here? I need about 20 people who know God should have left you where He found you, but He called you again. Call me 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 again. Hey, hey. Call me again. I missed it once, but I will not miss it again. Call me again. Call me again. I missed it once, but I will not miss it again. I hear you calling. I hear you calling. I will answer this time. I will not miss it again. I ran when the pressure came. I ducked when you called my name. I let fear make me act brand new, like I did not know what you were trying to do. I cried 'cause I felt unworthy. Shame had my vision blurry. Thought I was too far gone to recover. cover, but grace said no. I still want that one, bring him closer.
Still call me.
Still chose me.
Still chose me.
Still love me.
Still use me.
Still use me.
Call me again. Call me again.
Look, God can still use you.
I missed it once, but I will not.
You might have missed it the first time, but God will call you again. You ran the first time, but God will call you again. You messed up. God will call you again. And this time you ain't just gonna sit there. You ain't just gonna overthink. You ain't gonna let people talk you out of it. Somebody open their mouth and say, he'll call me again. Look, grace is still working. Mercy is still working, folks. I'll get back to my regular programming next week. I'll just tell y'all what was put in my heart tonight. And purpose is still calling. And I will not miss it again. Y'all got to remember this. This is not church as usual. It's the truth with no filter. And remember, it is not that grace ran out. It is that you stop reaching for it. Stop equating God to people that mess up. That's not God. That's those folks. We got to learn how to trust God. I don't know about y'all, but this is Uncle Paul. And you've been listening to Uncle Paul's thoughts. And we're going to get some things straight over here for next week. But I'm glad y'all stopped by. If you're listening later, thank you, thank you, thank you. And do me a favor when you get a chance.
This here is free.
It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Comment, like, and share.
Hey, this here is free.
It don't cost you nothing to subscribe.
Comment, like, and share. Don't let me have to say that again. You hear me? I said, did you hear me?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God, for spending time with me today. I know you didn't have to.
I'm coming back. I forgot something important. Today is my niece Danae's birthday, and I wanted to play a little birthday song for her. So here we go.
Oh, yeah. Come on, y'all. We came to celebrate somebody today.
Happy birthday, Danae.
God gave him another year. Let's give him praise.
It's your birthday.
Hey,
It's your day.
yeah.
It's your birthday.
It's your day.
It's your day.
You made it through another year. Say,
It's your day.
you made it through another year. Say,
It's your day.
when I think about His goodness,
Can't help but shout.
can't help but shout. Shout. When I think about His mercy,
Gotta dance it.
gotta dance it out.
Dance it out.
Dance it out.
Happy birthday.
Hey, praise the Lord today.
Happy birthday.
Hey,
Happy birthday.
woo, give God the glory. Hey,
Thank you, baby.
you made it.
You made it.
You made it through the storm and rain.
You made it.
Lift your hands and praise.
Happy birthday,
It's your
Danae.
birthday.
Shout today.
Somebody spin one time for your next level. Somebody leap for your miracle. Somebody clap for your healing. I made it.
Happy birthday, Danae. See, your uncle normally forget, but he remembered today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God, for spending time with me today. I know you didn't have to, but I am so glad you did. Looking forward to seeing you
voice here is free.
It don't cost you nothing to subscribe.
Comment, like, and share. Don't let me have to say that again. You hear me? I said, did you hear me?
We about to talk about it. Not shout over it. Not dance around it. We gonna deal with it.
Where the grace at?
Y'all got rules, but where the
Grace at?
talk loud, but where the
Grace at?
God forgave me. Why you ain't matched that?
Where the grace at?
Point fingers. Where the grace at? So quick to cancel.
Where the grace at?
God kept me. Why you can't do that? You shout on Sunday, judge on Monday, clap real loud, then tell folks one way. Post scriptures like you're living holy, but your inbox telling a whole different story. Got folks crying in the front row, silent pain, but you do not know. Too busy chasing a microphone, whole time they breaking right at home. You got titles but no compassion, big church fit but no real action. You quoting verses, missing the meaning. Jesus love, why y'all?
Come on, yeah.
Nobody.
Do me like Jesus. Yeah. Do me like the Lord.
Nobody.
Come on. Do me like Jesus. He's mine. Yeah.
Nobody.
Do me like Jesus.
Nobody.
Do me like the Lord.
Nobody.
Do me like Jesus. He's mine. Oh, he healed my body. Told me to run on. He healed my body. Told me to run on. He healed my body. Told me to run on. He's mine. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. 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 Can't nobody love me like Jesus. Nobody love me like Jesus. Can't nobody love me like Jesus. Can't nobody love me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like Jesus.
Nobody do me like Jesus.
Can't nobody do me like Jesus.
Nobody do me like Jesus.
Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Do me like Jesus.